Hello people of the YouTube universe, I'm your very humble Wigwam Jr. and I'm back and not reporting fossil fighters. Yeah, that's a different story, but today I wanted to talk about a debate that's been going on recently between two YouTubers, not necessarily big YouTubers. Seth the programmer and Kuro the artist have been debating the, Ben 10, could he beat Superman and Goku? So they both made videos. Kuro with his original, Seth with his debunk, and then Kuro again. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Kuro again debunking Seth's video. So I wanted to talk about both sets of videos, and well, I agree with some things and not others, especially on Seth's side. I feel like Seth, especially, was being a little disingenuous in some aspects. But let's start with Kuro's side. Kuro, he basically said that Ben 10 can beat, most alien characters because he would be able to transform into them, master their abilities, and use them against them, which is valid to a certain degree because, of course, while Ben is able to copy alien abilities, he's not necessarily to copy the techniques of those characters, at least not right away. A good example of this would be, Heat Blast's ability to ride flaming rocks. Like, he didn't get that right away. That's something the species can do, but that's a technique he had to learn eventually. But shooting fireballs, that's something that's natural to the species, and that's something he picked up, the second he got Heat Blast. So while certain techniques, he would have to learn, like if he said he scanned Goku's DNA, he probably wouldn't know how to use a Kamehameha wave, but he could probably shoot a Ki Blast. Whether or not that's, some people think not, some people think, I think that he would be able to shoot a Ki Blast. Because from what we've seen, it would suggest that Ben, when he scans an alien, turns into an exact replica of the alien. Now, Kuro said that it's like a high version of that species, but I don't think that's true of that species. But I don't think that's true because we have Albedo, right? Albedo, he is he looks identical to Ben. He's an exact copy. Short of red hair, jacket, etc. But he looks like Ben. When we first introduced, he looks exactly like Ben. Now, if he was just like a human, like a high human, why isn't he like some super muscular, like Arnold Schwarzenegger guy? Like, why is he Ben? Because the Omnitrix, it scans the exact alien and copies that exact DNA. Another example is Ben's water hazard. Ben's water hazard alien. It looks exactly like the original alien he scanned. And that's why he was able to fool, I don't remember his name, but the alien who eventually becomes NRG, that's why he was able to fool that alien. Because when they were running away from Al Gore, he fooled him and said, "Hey, I went home." And that's why he thought he was the alien, because it's exact copy. The voice is the same. But the Omnitrix, something I also believe, this might be just headcanon, I think the Omnitrix updates the alien samples with stronger alien variants. Because we've seen this when Ben interacts with younger versions of himself, they don't look the same as his current aliens. Like the original forearms doesn't look like the new one. Like the new one, in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, forearms has a ponytail. Then in Omniverse, he has like a goatee and stuff. So these are clearly different aliens, and they don't sound the same. So the Omnitrix might just update with more powerful aliens. Like the forearms in Omniverse are stronger than the original forearms. That's just headcanon. I'm not using that as an actual argument, but I do think the Omnitrix definitely copies that exact alien. That's why the voices are the same. That's why they're indistinguishable between that alien and the alien that they actually copied. So I think if Goku or Superman were to be scanned, they would be exact copies of Goku and Superman and the exact state that they were in. And because Super Saiyan is genetic, Ben would be able to go Super Saiyan, within a matter of minutes. As soon as he figured it out. It wouldn't be, because Goku already unlocked Super Saiyan, so Ben wouldn't need to unlock it. He would already have it. As for Superman, infinite mass punch and all that other stuff, that would be stuff Ben would have to learn because that wouldn't be natural traits of the DNA. Like Goku's body doesn't know, the Kamehameha. He does. That's why when Ginyu switched out, there's things Ginyu couldn't do with Goku's body. So Ben would have to learn certain traits of, the bodies he was inhabiting. That aside, Kuro's video, something I also didn't agree with, is he kind of under-explained a few aliens. Like he was like, he brought up aliens that weren't really relevant. The only aliens that are really relevant in the discussion are Alien X and, Clockwork. Most of their aliens don't stand a chance against Superman or Goku, except for like maybe like Topek. Maybe Topek could give them nightmares or something like that. Maybe like one of the other gag aliens that might just be able to do something to throw them off balance. But if you're gonna beat Goku or Superman, you need Alien X or Clockwork. That's just it. You can't. Weibig isn't gonna beat Goku. He's just not. Weibig is powerful, but Weibig gets beaten a lot. Like more than he should be, to be honest. In Alien Force, when Weibig tried to lift the warper from the ground when they were invading the hybrid base, he got electrocuted and knocked out. So Weibig, and then when Weibig, Dakin, when he fought Dakin, which is basically Cthulhu. Not entirely Cthulhu, because the actual Cthulhu, the second, if Cthulhu was actually in the Ben 10 universe, they would have lost immediately. You look at Cthulhu, you go insane. It would just be game over. Unless, I don't even know if Alien X can stop that, to be honest, but that's whatever. Yeah, but Dakin, I think it's Dakin. When Weibig fought Dakin, Ultimate Weibig, he was doing nothing. Barely anything. The only thing that harmed Dakin was George's sword. That was it. George's sword and that energy sapping thing that Vilgax had. That was the only thing that affected the Dakin. So Weibig isn't really. He brought up Humongous Sword and Weibig they would be relevant in the discussion, but they're not. They're just not. And Seth brought that up too, which I agree with. I'm like, yeah, those aren't really relevant to conversation, so they should really be ignored. I didn't disagree with too much of Kuro's video. Most of it I thought was fine. Yeah, it's a little shaky. Because it depends on how the situation would go down. Which a lot of people I don't feel talk about it. You're like, oh, Naruto versus Goku. Goku's just gonna shove his hand through Naruto's chest and kill him immediately. No, Goku wouldn't do that. Goku would be like, okay, what can you do? And Naruto would be like, oh, Sage Mode. He's like, okay, that's not really impressive. What else can you do? Okay, Tail Beast Cloak. Oh, that's kind of cool. What can you do with that? Rasen Shuriken. That's not really that impressive. Goku would see what he had to offer before just especially if they're not a threat to the world. He would just he would let them show their trump card before actually doing anything. So the whole argument that Goku's just gonna one-shot Ben before he has a chance to transform, or that Superman would do that, is nonsense. Unless it's bloodlust or being all their morals are sapped away and are just gonna do whatever, which you should never do in debates battle. You should never just throw away a character's morals. Because if they do stuff that's out of character, then it doesn't make sense for them to just immediately do that. But anyway, back to the main topic. So that's mostly Kuro's video. Seth's video had some things, like I said, I agreed with. But the main thing that really bothered me